So honored to be here. Um, I've been part of the feast probably for 6 or 7 years as a participant, and then was invited to add some of my recordings and be part of the faculty. And last year and this year, have the opportunity to offer some live meditations to you. And it's really such an honor. It's such an amazing opportunity for people to tap into this powerful practice in a way that's free and accessible to people all over the world. It's really cool to be on these Zooms and see how many people are participating and taking advantage of this, and people who are practicing, people who have seasoned practice, and newbies. So I'm excited to teach all of you today. So the way I run my classes, I'll start with a mindful moment to just kind of get us to arrive into the space, to arrive into that kind of inner space, to tap in. I'll share some thoughts after we enter that mindful moment. Then I'll guide you in about a 20-minute sit, and there will definitely be some periods of silence during that sit. And then I'll end with a bell and I'll share a closing reading. And then we can open it up for questions and comments. So I'm going to invite you to get comfortable in your seat, whatever that looks like or feels like for you. You can have your screen on or off. And just settling into that familiar seat. Maybe it's a comfy chair that you sit in all the time to practice. Maybe you're in bed with your feet straight out and your back supported by the headboard. Maybe you're like me, sitting on the floor on a cushion. Whatever that seat looks like, just really feel yourself there. And when you feel ready, you can close your eyes, or you can just gaze gently downward at your hands in your lap if that feels better. And begin by taking a few long, slow, deep breaths in and out of the nose. Really begin to feel the breath move in the body. And noticing the temperature on your skin. Becoming aware of the subtle sounds in the body. Maybe sounds in the room. Sounds in the house or distant sounds outside. And noticing that you can discern between the closer sounds and the distant sounds. There is the one who is discerning. Feeling yourself sitting here, noticing where the clothes touch your body and where the body is free. Noticing even with the eyes closed, you can sense the environment that you're in. That awareness is vast, maybe even beyond the boundaries of the body. And enjoying that awareness, that attention inward, and coming to find the breath moving. Maybe noticing what happens as the body breathes. You may notice the rise and fall of the chest or the belly as you breathe in and out. You may notice the subtle sensations of fullness on the inhale and emptiness on the exhale. And noticing too how just by paying attention to the body breathing, the body does begin to settle down. The mind may want to follow, but there's lots going on in there. So if you can imagine parking what's most pressing just outside the space you're in, maybe it will be there when we're finished. Maybe not. Maybe it will come around again. That's what the mind does. But for now, bringing your attention to our time together, setting your intention to be as present as you can be, knowing you're giving yourself this great gift of self-care, and really arriving here in this space, arriving here in this seat, arriving here in this body, arriving here in this moment. We have never been in this moment before. And taking another deep breath in and out of the nose, really enjoying the ease of the exhale. And if you like, you can leave your eyes closed as I share a few thoughts or open them as we go, just before we go deeper into practice. So I came to meditation, like many people, because my stress had become unmanageable and I really didn't know what else to do. And I went to a class and it was so profound, that sense of peace I felt in just that hour class, that I knew something had changed and something was different and something was going to be something I dedicated myself to, became this practice that I really fell in love with. And I want to offer to anyone who's here new, or maybe you've been practicing for a long time, the gifts of this practice continue to open up year after year. I get to glimpse a deeper part of who I am. And I think that that's like the thousand petaled lotus. As the practice opens up for you, more and more is revealed to you. And I came to uh, kind of reduce my anxiety, which in fact happened. And that was an awesome gift. And I thought, wow, that if for nothing else, this practice was worth it. And over time, once my anxiety started to quell, I really started to get a glimpse of the deepest part of who I am. And that part of me and that part of you, that intuition, that intuitive part, is the part that connects us to something greater. And it's the part that connects us to each other. And that is the beautiful space that you can begin to take part in, that that inner space, that inner knowing, and start to trust that part of you in a way you may never have, and start to discover who the real you actually is. We spend so much time in our lives trying to be who we think everybody else wants us to be. I certainly did. And the gift of this practice is that at 62, I've become more myself than I've ever been before in my life. And that is an incredible gift that I never expected. So be on the lookout. You never know what will unfold for you from this amazing practice of going inward and getting to know the deepest part of who you really are. So I'll invite you to close your eyes now if they're not already closed. Taking some of those deeper breaths in and out of the nose. Just right now, controlling the breath, settling in, settling down, knowing that you're safe, grounded, present, making this choice to practice. And as you listen to the sound of the chime, you can now let your breath return to its natural depth and rhythm. No need to control it anymore. Your breath may speed up or slow down, but your breath knows just how to take care of you. And noticing the temperature on your skin, the warmth or coolness of the air. Welcoming the sounds, closer and distant. Welcoming everything that arises internally, externally. Resisting nothing, holding everything in an attitude of kind attention. Inviting some relaxation to the body, head to toe, softening the scalp, unfurrowing the brow, allowing the face to be soft and easy, no expression needed. Softening the jaw, letting the tongue rest comfortably in the mouth. Inviting the shoulders to just melt down the back away from the ears. Noticing the spine upright and relaxed with a sense of dignity. Softening the front body from the top of the chest on down through the diaphragm. Letting the belly be soft and easy like a great big Buddha belly. Softening the right arm from the shoulder on down through the elbow, all the way to the fingertips. Just letting the hands rest comfortably in the lap. And the left arm softening shoulder to fingertips. Now settling the attention in the pelvis, maybe noticing it sinking a bit deeper into the seat beneath you. Feeling the earth, the floor, the cushions, all rising up to support you and hold you in your practice. Noticing the whole body sitting here, the space that the body takes up, the places where the body connects to support behind you and beneath you. Really feeling the weight of the body grounding you here, now, to this space, to this moment in time. Softening the right leg from the hip on down through the knee, all the way to the toes. And the left leg softening, letting go of any tension, hip to toes. Scanning the body, making sure you're as comfortable as can be. It's okay to shift or move if you need to. And sitting still as you can. And now turning the attention inward to the interior realm of you, coming to notice any tingling or pulsing, any sensations in the body. You might notice that most in the fingertips, in the toes. Might not notice anything at all, that's okay too. But that subtle movement of energy is your aliveness. We're alive in our bodies, we rarely notice. There is a presence that calls this body home. With that inward gaze, becoming aware of the awareness, becoming aware of the one who hears my voice. Maybe noticing the thinker of the thoughts, the one who reads the words on a page. Now noticing whatever is arising in this internal realm. There may be thoughts, emotions, sensations. Just allowing that all to be there. Maybe letting it fade toward the background as you bring your attention now to the breath in the foreground. Noticing the breath wherever it's most obvious for you. That might be at the tip of the nose, noticing the cool air coming in through the nostrils, leaving a bit warmer above the upper lip. For you, you might notice the breath most in the rise and fall of the chest or the belly as you breathe in and out. Just noticing the breath like the tide of the ocean, the constant flow and movement, the familiar, comfortable rhythm. Quite soon you'll notice your attention will wander to thought over and over and over. Once you notice what's captured your attention, just gently shift back, find the rhythm of the breath. It's always there waiting for you. It's resting your gentle attention there. And we'll sit mostly silent. I'll mind the time. You'll hear my voice now and again. You'll hear a chime at the end. Just keep your eyes closed and I'll let you know your next steps. Gently resting in the rhythm of the breath. Noticing where your attention is. If you're lost in a thought, that's okay. Just gently shift back. Find the rhythm of the breath. You're in exactly the right place, and it's just the right time. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. Just be right here, right now. Be with the breath. Noticing where your attention is. Noticing whatever is arising. Restlessness, boredom. No need to fix it or change it. Just notice it. Ah, this is restlessness. Maybe bring a curiosity to it and then land back on the breath, constant companion, the rhythm of life. It's with you in every moment. Keeping the eyes closed, sitting in stillness just a little longer, remembering how important it is to come out of meditation slowly. Taking your time, you can begin to deepen the breath, bringing some small movements to the fingers, to the toes, slowly beginning to stretch in whatever way feels good for you, trying to maintain some of that present moment awareness as you slowly move toward wakefulness. And lastly, just gazing at the floor to let in a little bit of light before opening the eyes. You may even want to leave your eyes closed as I share my closing reading. It's from the book Miraculous Silence, A Journey to Illumination and Healing Through Prayer by Mitra Rabar. And this is her prayer called We Are the Change. Dear brothers and sisters, as we sit and await what fate may bring to our doorstep, we are fearing for our children and elders. We are questioning our governments and their decisions. It is time. It is time for each of us to emerge, to find within ourselves the light that brightens even the darkest of nights. It is through our faith and belief in the power of the goodness and love which exist within each being that we can conquer the darkness of anxiety that the world is feeling. Let us pray. Let us meditate. Peace can prevail. In our meditations, thoughts, and words, let us speak through love, not anger, through tolerance, not prejudice, through hope, not despair. It is time. It is time for us to learn from the hand of history, honoring the spirits who have paved the way for us. It is time for our children to know that we as a people have the power to create change that is not derived from greed or violence. It is time for our eyes to see the truth, for our lips to speak the truth, and our actions to live the truth. It is time for us to carry our faith in our hearts, in our steps, and in our lives. Let us illuminate through strength, through compassion, through love. It is time. Let us believe in ourselves. We are the children of light. We are messengers of peace. We are the change. Thank you so much for letting me share this meditation with you. Sarah has put my information in the chat. If you'd like to reach out to me or connect with me through my website or join me in my community where I offer meditations every week, and there's a promo code, you can save 50%, and I'll be here sitting if you want to ask questions or comments, and I'll be in one of the chat rooms, I guess, Sarah, however you want. I'm happy to stay and hang out.
I love your yeses, Anne. Thank you so much. And I love that reading you just shared with everyone. Would you mind telling me the name again, and I'll put it in the chat?
Yes, it's from the book Miraculous Silence. The author is Mitra Rabar. It's a wonderful book that I highly recommend. I read from it often. It's become my prayer book. Don't really pray in other ways, but I pray with this book. It's just beautiful. There's all kinds of prayers, and she's a beautiful writer. And that one was called We Are the Change.
Well, thank you, Anne. I
Yeah.
just put a link to your bio in the Feast for the Soul. Anne's going to be with us a few more times at the Feast, but I know you've got regular practice at a different time in New Jersey, and whatever time it is there, at 5 p.m., I guess, on a regular basis.
Yes, the Mondays I'll be here. The 3 Mondays that will be part of the feast will be at 5 p.m. Eastern time, the meditations. So wherever you are in the world. It's 5 p.m. Eastern time for me. That's when I'll be meeting them on Mondays. But I
Great.
saw there are people from England here and France and all
Yes.
over the States. It's so much fun. Someone from Mexico. Yay.
Yay. Well,
So
that
does
was such a
anyone?
beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful
Oh,
meditation. I really love to
thanks,
bask
Sarah.
in that silence. So thank you for that, Anne. Thank you for
Yeah.
your generosity. And I actually want to open it up if we can, just for a few questions. And then if you hang out long enough, this Zoom allows us to put you in a breakout room. We'll put you in with about 10 other people and see if anyone wants to connect. You wouldn't believe some of the connections I heard about yesterday. So that could be fun. I know some of you don't have the time, but if you did, let me just unmute you here. Let's see if you have any questions for Anne. You can unmute yourself, and I'm actually going to stop the recording. Thanks for joining us. You can always catch us live. Okay.